Hey guys, R4GE here, and today I'm going to show you how you can fix lightly corrupted MP4 files with VLC. So at the minute, if I come to this location here and I try to play the video, as you can see it does successfully play. Now this is a 360 video, but it shouldn't matter on what type of video you have. But if I try to copy this file, so if I copy this and then try and paste it, it will start copying it. And then once it gets to a certain part in the video, it then suddenly drops off with its write speed, as it seems like there is a few corrupted frames in the video that then stop it being able to copy the file. So it will now keep on trying to copy, but it will then in a minute just tell us that it couldn't do it. And there we go, as you can see it told us that it couldn't read from the source disk as those few frames stopped it from being able to read the file. So what we can do is we can use VLC to extract the working video and audio tracks and then create a new MP4 with them. Now this doesn't transcode them, so you shouldn't lose any quality between them. It should be just taking all of the video and audio that you can get out of the video file and put it in a new one. So you will likely lose whatever few frames in your video are corrupted, but the rest of them should be there. So for me, I think I've done this before and it wasn't even a noticeable difference. It seems like it's literally 1 or 2 frames in the video that are corrupted and it cuts them out. So to do that, if you haven't already, you need to have VLC Media Player installed, and then we're going to be using the command line to instruct it on what it needs to do with the video file. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to where VLC is installed, so I will just do Ctrl-N to open up a new file explorer, then I'll go to this PC, then I will go to the C drive, and then the default installation location should be Program Files, and then you should be able to find the Video LAN folder, and then inside of there you should be able to see the VLC folder, and then inside of here you should be able to see VLC.exe. So we're going to come up to the directory bar here, and we're going to copy the directory of VLC. And now I've got that copied, I can close File Explorer, and we're going to go to Start and type cmd. Then we're going to open command prompt up, and we're then going to type cd for current directory, then space, and then a speech mark. Then we're going to paste our directory location, and then we're going to put another speech mark to enclose it. So this is then going to point our terminal to that specific location. So if we press enter, as you can see, we're now inside of the VLC folder. So now I will just snap that to the left, and I will open up my text file here. So this is the command that we're going to run. Now you obviously need to replace the original video section here with your original video, and then you need to replace the copy video here with whatever name you want the newly created video to have. So I will just edit this inside of Notepad, as I find it's easier to do it in here and then just copy it to the terminal. So to get the original video location, we're going to come to where the original video is located, and we will just click on the name of the file so that we can select it. And then you want to select all of the file's name, including its file extension, so that is .mp4, and you want to copy that. So now we've copied that, if we come up to the directory bar, and we click in it, and then we click in it again, and then on the end we put \, and then we paste our file name, so that is the location of that video file there. So now if we just select that whole directory location, and we copy that, and then we come back to our notepad and we change the original video section to the directory location of our original video. So this command is basically telling it to use VLC and then pointing it to where the original video is located. So that is on my D drive, then in all of these subfolders, and then the name of the video there. And then the next bit of the command is --sout, which is telling it we want to stream out the data from the video. And then it has speech mark #duplicate, telling it that we want to duplicate it. And then it has an open curly bracket, then dst equals file to tell it that we want to export a file, and then another open curly bracket, dst, and here is where we want to put the location and name of the video file that we're creating. So I'm just going to open a new file explorer again, and I want the new video to be located on the desktop, so I'll just click on desktop, and then I will just right click on the top bar and click copy address. So that will be the address of the desktop location. If I just highlight over copy video and I paste that on, that is currently the directory location of the desktop folder. And now we just need to do \ and then the name that we want the new video to be called. So I'm just going to call it fixed_video. And then you want to put .mp4 on the end for the video's file type, as we're starting with an MP4 and we want to output an MP4. Now this section here just tells it that we want to display the video as the stream output is being captured. This just means once we start it, we will see it going through the video. And then this last bit tells VLC to close once it has finished creating the video. So if I now copy this whole command, and then we come back over to the command prompt and we paste it in, and then we press enter, it will now open the video up, and it will now start going through and streaming out the video to a new MP4 file. So I will just let it do that, and then I will be back with you. And now it's gone through all of the video, it should now start changing this bar to a yellow one in a minute. meaning that it's doing the final processing on the file. Now, the larger your video is, the longer this will take, but you just want to wait until it closes VLC itself. And there we go, now VLC has closed itself. If I come and look on the desktop, as you can see, it has created the new video file there, and if I open it up, as you can see, it plays. Now, this was a 360 video, so I would need to adjust the metadata to get it to detect it as a 360 video. I am going to do a video on that as well, so I'll put a little card in the corner for how to do that. But if you just have a normal MP4 video, that should be it fixed for you. Now, the only other problem is if I right click on the file and I go to properties, as you can see, because it is a new file, all of the metadata, including such as the created date, and if we go to the details, the created, modified, and media created dates are all today because that is when the new file was created, meaning that it doesn't match up with the original. So that can cause problems with if you have a lot of videos and you want to organize them by the date that they were taken at. It can be a pain for this one to be different and special. So what we can do is we can edit the metadata of the video file and change it to what the original was. So I'll just close down these two windows. So to do that, all we need to do is come to this page here, exiftool.org. As with exiftool, we can edit the metadata of the MP4 file. So as we're on Windows, we will select 64-bit down here, and that will download the 64-bit zipped file. And now that's downloaded, I will just bring it onto the desktop. You can have it in whatever location you want. And then I'll just open the file up, and then I'll drag it out to extract it. And there we go. Now that is extracted, we can get rid of the zip file. And now if we open up the folder, as you can see, we have these three files in here. So this is the exe that we're going to be using, and we're going to use it directly through the command prompt. So we will rename it to just exiftool.exe. So I will just remove the brackets with the -k in it. If I press enter, there we go, it's now just named exiftool.exe. So to inspect the metadata of the video file, we will again come up to the bar to get the destination location of the exiftool. So if we copy that, and then we come to start and we type cmd, and we open the command prompt up, and we do cd for current directory again, and then do space and paste our directory location. Now if we just put E and then press tab, as you can see it finds the exiftool.exe. So if we just want to look at the metadata of this file, all we have to do is get the directory location of the desktop again. So if we just copy that address, as my video file is on the desktop, so if I put a speech mark, then paste the desktop location, then do \, and then the name of the video file. So for me that is fixed_video.mp4, and then we put a closing speech mark on the end. That will basically tell command prompt to run the exiftool, and then we'll tell it to look at our fixed video file here. So if I press enter, that will return all of the metadata that it can read for the file. So as you can see, it has things such as file modified. Now these, if we want to change those, we will have to use PowerShell, but for the other dates such as CreateDate and ModifiedDate and these other ones here, we can use exiftool. So we will just do the same thing for our original video, just so that we can see what metadata that has. So if I come back to the exiftool location and I get the directory for it, and we open up a new command prompt, and then do cd, then speech mark, then paste the location, and then close speech mark, that will take us back to exiftool, and then if we press E and then press the tab, that will then autofill exiftool, and then we just need to get the directory location of the original video. So if we get the name of the original video again with its file type, and we click in the directory bar again, and we do \, put the name of the file on the end, and then just copy the whole location. If we come back to the command prompt again and do speech mark, then directory location, and then enclose with a speech mark, if we press enter, that will get the metadata of the original file. So I will just get the other command prompt with our new file so that we can compare them. So as you can see, there is other metadata in this original file, but for the organization, the only thing that we're going to need to worry about is the data such as the created date and modified date and so on. So if I come to Notepad and I come to my AFI tool section, these are the commands that we're going to be using. So this is the command that I'm going to run with exiftool. So that is basically going to change the TrackCreateDate, the TrackModifyDate, the MediaCreateDate, the MediaModifyDate, the CreateDate, and the ModifiedDate. And then we're going to use this parameter to tell it to overwrite the original. So in here, you want to put the date and the time that you want each of the attributes to be labeled as. So it goes year, month, day, then space, hour, : minute, : second. So for this command, the only thing I need to change is the video location of the file that we want to edit. So we want to edit our newly created file. So if I just get the desktop location again, so if I right click on it and I copy the address, and then in Notepad, if we just replace the copy video question mark section here with that, and then do backslash, and then get the name of the file, and then put that on the end, that should be a complete command for me to change all of the metadata that I want to change on the new video file. So if I copy all of that, and if I come to the command prompt that we were looking at the metadata of the new file in, and I paste the command in and I run it, it will then start editing the metadata of the video file and will then recreate it and save it in the same location. Now again, if you have a big video file, it will take a while to do this, so you just want to wait until it's finished running the command. So whilst it still has this flashing here with nothing else, it is still running. So there we go, as you can see it's now finished running the command. So if I just press up and up again to get back to our original command to look at the metadata of the new file, as you can see if we go through, it has now changed over the parameters in the metadata. So now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to change the metadata of these here. So to do that we're going to need to use PowerShell. So if I just come to the metadata of the original file, and then you want to have these PowerShell commands here, which again you need to replace the copy video section with the location of your video file. So for me, if I just copy it from the above command and I paste it in, so the LastWriteTime line will change the value for the file modification date and time. The LastAccessTime will change the value for the file access date and time, and then the CreationTime will change the file creation date and time section. Now changing the modification one is a little pointless, as once we run these commands that will change the file and modify it, which will update it again, so there isn't really any point in trying to do that one. I'll do it anyway, but it's just going to get overwritten and changed to the new file once it is written. So we no longer need the metadata of the original file as we've updated it in our commands over here, so I'll just close that down. And now we need to run these PowerShell commands. So to do that, if we just come to start and we type PowerShell, and we open PowerShell up, we will then run each of these commands one at a time. So if I just copy that, and then I paste it, and then I press enter, there we go, that's run that command. So it now should have updated the LastWriteTime on the video file. And if I get the second one, and I've right clicked too many times there, as when you right click that paste, so I'll just go back, and then if I press enter again, it will run that command. And then for the third and final one, if I copy that and paste that, and then press enter, that will change that. So now the last written time, last access time, and the creation time should now have all been updated to those values. However, the last written time is obviously going to get changed again anyway, as it will have edited the file and rewritten it, so that one's kind of pointless, you can probably not do that. So if we close PowerShell down and we come back over to the command prompt where we were looking at the metadata of our new video file, and we have a look at it again, so if we just press up until we get to the command for inspecting the metadata of our fixed video file, and we press enter, if we now scroll up, as you can see the metadata has been changed, and surprisingly it has not updated that one. So sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. Sorry, I've misspoke. I meant to say it doesn't really matter on the file access date and time, as that is when the file was accessed, and when you make changes, that records it as access. So now if we close down the command prompt, if we right click on the video file again, if we right click on our new video and we come to properties, as you can see those values have now been updated inside of properties, and if we come through here, they've also been updated in the details section. So that now means that that video file should be as similar as possible to the original without the corrupted video files in it. So if I just try and copy the new file to the location, we will see if it manages to copy the video over. And there we go, as you can see it's just finished copying the video over, so it didn't run into any corrupted frames in the video that stopped it from copying it. So now you can just play your new video and make sure that it is all there. And if you're happy with it, you can then delete the corrupted original. So guys, hopefully that worked for you. Depending on how corrupted your video file is, it may not work for you, especially if VLC cannot even open your video file to begin with. You're probably going to have to see a specialist about that, but hopefully for minor corruption like this had with a few frames, it should be able to fix that for you. So guys, if you liked the video, don't forget the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you another time. Bye.